Hey guys, Rod 5 here with episode number 46 of the Fulham Chromodon FIFA 22. You can see this is a 21-minute long video. This is going to be all of the knockout stages of the Champions League. Obviously, last episode we had all the group stages. We've now got the knockout stages, and you can probably predict how far we get just based off of the length of the video. We get pretty far, that's all I'll say. 35 minutes into the game though, the first knockout stage, we are taking on Porto away from home, and the first actual chance of that game, Luis Diaz does put the ball in the back of the net, but thankfully for ourselves, a little offside in the play of it, and from the resulting free kick we gained, the former SL Benfica man, Ramos, tucks the ball into the back of the net past his Portuguese rivals in Porto, and he's loving it at that moment. You know, he is absolutely loving it. So are we, because we're up. And we're winning in this tie of a tricky one. Porto is a tricky one. It's always going to be a tricky one. But thankfully for ourselves, we put ourselves up. They kind of fall apart defensively just past the hour mark, and it allows Riley Webber to go through on goal, find our second of the game, and his first of the knockout stages, his first of many. We do hope, but yeah. I mean, the dominance and the ratings that we have in this team, we should be able to brush team like Porto aside. It's not really till maybe the semi-finals that we will start to really feel the pressure, because we are going to again score with Riley Webber, who at this point is a 93 overall. He has grown a lot since simming this season in the Premier League, obviously, and generally playing the Champions League. He has grown a lot, which is good to see. And we take out this one, 3 goals away from home. We return back to Craven Cottage. Not a real worry at all. You know, we are pretty much at this point a free 90 minutes, and we'll just take it easy and we'll be ready for the next round. And when 3 minutes into the game, a former Benfica man, again it is Ramos, puts the ball into the back of the net to put us 4 goals up on aggregate. You know, the pressure is really gone. At that point, there's nothing really threatening us. You know, we've already kept a clean sheet against them at their own place. Looks, if we can do that here, easy peasy. We can even rest a few players, but a deflection in the 23rd minute does put a bit of a dampener on us. Unfortunately, no clean sheet again, but Mehmedi does put the ball into the back of the net, and he does make the scores 1-1. So we're level on the night, but in terms of goal in terms of aggregate, we're still 3 goals clear. You know, we're still cruising, and at that point they had a good chance there. But you can see here, Taremi, not Madaremi. Taremi comes in, takes him out, red card. They've just lost one of their best strikers, and we're going to go down the other end, and we're going to score a beautiful header as Riley Webber gets his 3rd goal of the tie. And yeah, things are looking good for us. Just before halftime as well, 5-1 on aggregate. They're down to 10 men. There's no way they're coming back in this one. But 75 minutes into the game, Cohen Sao, obviously the son, I believe, of their manager, Cohen Sao, something like that. He does eventually put the ball into the middle, and it's actually tucked home by the former Monaco, former Leverkusen man, Kevin Volland, the German striker. Does get the goal to get the game itself back on level terms in 2-2. Again, we still have the 3-goal advantage between ourselves and them. So we're fine, you know. No pressure at all. You know, there's only 8 minutes left. But when they score that one, and they put a bit of pressure, we're actually losing on the night now to 10 men of Porto. And they're on the attack again. Sanusi, the Nigerian left-back, finds his man in the middle in Laum. Laum finds Pepe. Pepe eventually finds it back to Laum. A little bit of lucky with the deflections. And they find the back of the net. And they make it 5-4 on aggregate. 4-2 on the night. But thankfully, it was too little, too late. And we do see ourselves through eventually in this one to the next round. But it was close. Really, really close. So we need to not take anything for granted in this competition, because in the end there was only 1 goal between ourselves going through and ourselves going to extra time, potentially penalties, and at that point it is anyone's game. Now, the next round we have got PSG, and we're kicking off this round at the Parc des Princes. Obviously, France and Spain are the 2 countries that we would like to go to alongside Italy. Obviously, we've already managed in Germany and England, So the next team we do join, which will be at the end of this episode, no matter what, is going to be in Spain, France, or Italy. And 6 minutes in, it's the Swedish ginger. It is Kulusevski putting the ball past Donnarumma to put us 1-0 to the good. And I thought there was a quite a dangerous tackle. Could have potentially been a red card, because on this game at least we have seen much worse be sent off as Kylian Mbappe puts the ball into the back of the net. And you've got to think, no surprise, but thankfully it was offside, and thankfully we do fight for another day in this one. But when James Ward-Prowse gives away the ball, Carvalho is out of position, and Mbappe this time amends for the mistake. He isn't offside this time, and he's the one man you've got to look out for. I think he's probably the one man on the pitch right now who is higher rated than Riley Webber. He's in the 94s, the 95s, and as we mentioned, Riley Webber's only in the 93. But 22 minutes into the game, we've already scored one. We know we can score again, and it is Riley Webber. The two best youngsters in the world in Riley Webber and Kylian Mbappe, both proving to each other why they're just as good as one another. This is the new Messi and the new Ronaldo. Riley Webber, Kylian Mbappe. And we're 2-1 up. We're loving life. We're cruising, and we just got to hit maybe one more goal here, and we can try and see the game out, bring it to Craven Cottage, and try and take advantage of the home crowd there, and win a lovely, beautiful finish from Riley Webber. A couple of step-overs, doesn't know what to do. Donnarumma's just struggling, and he just rolls it across the ground into that bottom right-hand corner. We're 3-1 up on the night, and that is exactly what we want. But Lima skips past Ward-Prowse, who seems a bit out of his depth in these kind of knockout stages so far. He's struggled a bit. He has against Porto and now against PSG, as Pedri scores against us, the former Barcelona man. You take a look at him there, and he looks like a 40-year-old man in that face scan. Not the youngster that he is in real life, but this is a real good competition here against PSG. We're going, one end to the other, back to the other, and again, Riley Webber is through. He's got the better of Hakimi, the better of Marquinhos, and he gets the better of Gianluigi Donnarumma as he gets his hat-trick for the tie. 4-2 is the score on the night, and that is how the game is going to end. The hat-trick for Riley Webber. He's going to take that one to the next game. We return to Craven Cottage. Obviously, away goals do not count. They do not matter anymore. It's just pure results-based business. And you've got to hope that we can do the exact same here at Craven Cottage. Obviously, we've struggled against Porto at Craven Cottage. We lost to them, and we banked a lot of goals. Hopefully, we don't do the same here, because we have got the advantage, and we just want to keep hold of it. And when our former player, Ismail Sarr, tucks the ball into the back of an open net after he set up Kylian Mbappe, and he goes and runs and celebrates, showing no respect to us. Maybe we showed no respect to him, selling him and replacing him with Kulusevski, who was probably contributed more than him. But you got to take it, you got to live with it, you got to learn, and you got to take advantage of it. But when it happens a second time through to Kylian Mbappe, he's got the pace, he's got the finish. And when you're 2-0 down, 8 minutes into the game, things do not look good. Because you saw what happened against Porto. You're now seeing on your screen what is happening against PSG, and Calvin Phillips plays the ball to Mbappe across to Ismail Sarr. Great block there. Not the best of clearances though, as the two English midfielders in Calvin Phillips and Rice. They think they're playing for England, but Rice gives away the ball, and Ismail Sarr gets his second goal of the game. 30 minutes into this one, a big game at Craven Cottage. We're 3-0 down. We're 5-4 down on aggregate. And at halftime, we need a big talking to the boys. They need to kind of realise what kind of a situation they are in right now, because we're in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and we are throwing it all away. All the hard work we've done over these past few years is being thrown away. But thankfully, Kulusevski listened to that message. He thought, yeah, I'm going to do it for the gaffer. Because 8 minutes into the second half, the Ginger scores his second goal of the tie. Scored the opener in the first leg. He scored the opener for ourselves in this one. There's a great bit of defending there. We win the ball back. And this is what got us so many goals in the first leg, hitting them on the counter-attack, because we are dangerous. As Riley Webber skips past Marquinhos, he's got the man to pass it to. He's going to do that. Kulusevski gets his second of the game. And we are now back in front on aggregate. 6-5. What a tie. You know, for the neutrals, this one is brilliant. For the PSG fans and the Fulham fans, it's going to make you a nervous wreck. But Mendes, against his former team, wins back the ball, finds Riley Webber, skips past Marquinhos. There is nothing this defence can do to kind of just keep Webber down, and he has got past Ginter. He's one-on-one, and for the 4th time in 2 matches, he slots the pass Donnarumma. 7-5 on aggregate, 3-3 on the night. The incredible comeback. And, you know, it doesn't really matter if we lose on the night now because we do have that 2-goal advantage on aggregate. So if they were to score, say in the 90th minute with Neymar, say that was to happen, we would be fine because we'd have 2 minutes to defend, 1 goal, and even if they did score extra time, we've already caught them on the counter-attack so much. Those defenders get any more tired, Riley Webber will be eating them for breakfast. But we are through to the next round in the semi-finals of the Champions League, and this is where I said it would get difficult. I'd actually say the quarter-final tie probably harder than the semi-final because we're taking on Borussia Dortmund at Signal Iduna Park, one of our former Champions League career mode teams. I've done them twice actually. Did them last year for our first FIFA 21 PS5 career mode with Dortmund, and we also did them back in FIFA 18, I think it was. So we know this team, we know how well they play. And 13 minutes in, maybe I should be eating my own words, but thankfully we win back the ball. Kulusevski, who was on fine form against PSG, just charging down this right-hand side. No one could get close to him. He's got the man arriving at the back post, but he's going to cut inside with a Ronaldo chop. Finds James Maddison. He knocks it through to Riley Webber. Gets it onto his stronger right foot, and he slots it past the goalkeeper. 15 minutes into the game, Riley Webber now has a goal in the first knockout round, the quarterfinals, and the semi-finals of the Champions League. Things are looking good right now. Things are looking perfect for us. Because 24 minutes into the game, Ward-Prowse, a man who we said has been struggling in this tie so far, he plays it inside to Izek Begovic. He just gets the slightest of touches on it, and he beats the goalkeeper, doubling our lead. And we are so good away from home. We've proved that already in these knockout stages. 3-0 win against Porto at their house. 4-2 victory against PSG at the Parc des Princes. We're now 2-0 up against Dortmund at the Signal Iduna Park. And we have a chance here to make it 3 because it's Jorginho tracking back. We know how slow he is. Maddison's through, dinks it to the back post, and Riley Webber just sets himself, volleys it past the keeper. 2 goals in this tie. And he's single-handedly... Well, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. This team is gelling at the perfect time. We have hit form for these group stages. We hit the form for the knockout stages, should I say, because we are dominating here in this one as Henderson takes down the ball just past the hour mark from the goalkeeper. What can we do? We're going to play it short to Aarons. And, you know, we've got this English core, and every single one of them is performing brilliantly. As Kulusevski, he's already scored this game. He's already scored in the previous round as well, but he finds Mendes charging through. No one's marking him. He's got acres of space. Plays it across, and it is Kulusevski with the first shot blocked. Second shot, he puts into the back of the net. He's got the brace for the semi-final here today, and it is them 2 men right there, Riley Webber and Kulusevski, who are outshining the rest, I will say. Them two, for these past few rounds against PSG and here against Dortmund, they have stepped up, they have been counted, and you know, we come into this semi-final, we're already 4-0 up. We're going to take a rest, we're going to rest ourselves ready, because we've written our names in the final. You know, sounds cocky and whatever, we have written our names in the final, so we're going to simulate this game. You can see how tired the two teams are, and with Ramos scoring in the 34th minute, that was pretty much icing on the cake. That was a cherry on top of us, ready for the Champions League final cake, you know. And Madueke does score for one of our former players with Leverkusen, but 5-1 in the 53rd minute, there's no coming back from that. And in the 89th minute of the game, Ramos down this right-hand side, just drills it to the back post. Riley Webber, first time, beats Berkey. And he does a little froggy celebration because we are hopping into the Champions League final. Mental. First time of asking in the Champions League. Our team is just so good that we can easily progress through. And it's exactly what you want. Riley Webber Goals in both the ties in the quarterfinals, goals in both the ties in the semi-finals, and now the final. We don't have to travel too far because it is at the Olympic Stadium, the home of West Ham. Just got to travel across London, whereas our opponents for the final, Inter Milan, they've got to come all the way from Italy. We've got the advantage coming into this one. Less travel, more rest, and we're ready to go. The Ndidi Tifo is out. The Inter fans are here in abundance at the London Stadium. And you can see it there. That is what we're fighting for. The Champions League. Will it be the white and black ribbons or will it be the blue and black? 90 minutes of football is going to decide that one. That man right there, Calvert-Lewin, is the one. Ruben Neves, you can see in there. They obviously as well have Wilfred Ndidi, so they've got a very strong midfield. But these are the men. Riley Webber, Dean Henderson, Perez, Aarons, Carvalho. We've got Mendes, James Ward-Prowse, Declan Rice, Maddison, Kulusevski, Ramos, and that is the team for the Champions League final. My final team in charge of Fulham. There you go, the 11 men. At the end of this 90 minutes, some of them will make themselves legends, and it's entirely possible that Riley Webber lifts the Europa League, the Champions League, and the Premier League within the space of just 1 year. Mental, considering the fact that he's still only 21 years of age, and he's a 93 overall player. But it doesn't get off to the best of starts for ourselves, because 34 minutes into the game, we go 1-0 down. And it's actually Oman, I think is a region. I'm not too sure who of. I think he's Slovenian or Slovakian or one of those countries in around there. So I think it might be maybe Ilicic, who he is the region of. But our first chance there, 40 minutes into the game. It's taken us a while. Nerves and everything. We're not playing to our best right now. But if we can go to halftime at 1-1, that would be brilliant. But unfortunately, both of our shots either saved or caught easily by the keeper. Means we have got 45 minutes to try and find our goal. And with Kulusevski, the man that's been on fire all of this knockout stages, plays it across to Ramos, who tucks the ball into the back of the net. And it is our Portuguese striker that we signed at the beginning of this season to replace Emmanuel Dennis, who actually went to the other side of Milan. He went to AC. He is the one to get us back on level terms. And that goal kind of, it switched something on in the rest of the team, because you can see chances are now coming through our way, thick and thin. We probably should have scored that one with Ramos. Doesn't matter, we're going to come right back at him with Ward-Prowse playing through Ramos again. Could have had a hat-trick at this point. And 72 minutes into the game, it flips on its head because of that man right there, Ramos, getting 2 goals in the final. Could he be the first man in years to score a hat-trick in the Champions League final? Well, 79 minutes in, Esposito plays it out to Barella. Barella is taken out by James Maddison, meaning there is a free kick opportunity here as Ruben Neves strikes it into the top corner, but it hits the kind of upright corner. And Wilfred Ndidi taps the ball into an open net. There is a 10-minute now shoot-off between ourselves and Inter Milan to win the Champions League. And when Ramos plays the ball through to James Maddison, he hits it with the outside of his boot. He curls it past the goalkeeper. 3-2, 7 minutes remaining. Unfortunately, Riley Webber does not get his goal in the Champions League final because as the clock ticks down, the chance here for the hat-trick for Ramos. Is he going to get it? And it goes just wide of the post. The clock is going down even more now. 2 minutes additional time. Riley Webber's played through for the final goal, but no. Melia catches, but it's not enough. We are the champions of Europe. Premier League, tick. Europa League, tick. Championship, tick. Champions League, tick. 4 trophies in our career. All of them have been really, really important. 2 leagues, 2 Europeans. It's exactly what you want. And as I said, this is going to be our final game with Fulham. We will be moving on at the end of this one. We're staying in this save, so we can see the progression of Riley Webber, of Kulusevski, of Mendes, Carvalho, Perez, all of these players. We can see their progression because we will be staying in this save file. but we will be moving teams to, as I said, La Liga, Serie A, or Ligue 1. But let's just take a moment here to see Riley Webber. He's got his hands on the biggest trophy in club football and he lifts it above his head. He is the greatest player to ever play for Fulham. I can guarantee you that. And we now have more Champions League trophies than Tottenham and Arsenal. Fulham are the ones. Obviously not as many as Chelsea. I'm a Chelsea fan and I can respect that. But we lift the trophy above our head. Our final game, we've got a Champions League medal to our name. So that's going to just up our kind of respect, a bit more. A few more, maybe bigger teams will come in for us because they know we have won the Champions League. We are that good. And it is that important to our resume. We're a winner. We're a trophy winner. We've been here for 4 seasons. We've won 4 major trophies in that time. Any big European team is going to see that and they're going to go, I want a slice of that pie, Barcelona, PSG, Inter. Even Inter, we could go into Inter, redeem it for them, win the Champions League for them. But that is going to be it for our time at Fulham. The next episode you see will be a new team. I just want to say thank you for supporting the Fulham Career Mode. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.